Services of Oklahoma, and we have a contract with Creek Nation Reintegration Program. So I do reentry work, and I help to remove civil legal barriers to reentry for Creek citizens that are coming out of prison. So I think the majority of my caseload is the fines and fees, and a lot of times they'll come out with warrants. And why should they have a warrant when they just got out of prison? You know, that should have been taken care of when they're in prison. But so there's a law that came out starting November 1st that anybody getting out of prison has 180 days to start making their payments. They don't even need to show up at the courthouse. But we're even passing laws. The legislature knows that this is a problem and has passed laws to help out with the problem, and the court systems aren't recognizing that law. They're not following it. I've sent it to every single courthouse, talked to every single cost administrator, and they're basically saying, well, if they come in and they say they want to pay, I set them up on a payment plan, and then they end up getting warrants because, you know, out of the kindness of they're trying to be, you know, move forward and make their payments and do what they have to do, and they're not even telling them that they have 180 days to start paying. And then they'll end up getting warrants 3-4 months after they just got out of prison, just for not paying their fines and fees. That they haven't committed any new crimes. So I don't know. Even the way legislation is written, it doesn't. A lot of times it doesn't have teeth. This legislation, what are they going to do to the cost administrator if she's not following the law, and the judges aren't following the law, the DA's not following the law, and the clerk's not following the law, and they just don't care. They just want their money. I actually went to a judge the other day because there was a warrant out for my client's arrest, and I underlined it. I said, you cannot have them pay. They cannot pay prior to the 180 days. And I sat down and I pointed it out, and I said, why does he have a warrant out for his arrest? And he's like, well, we need money.
Oh.
He said it like, we need money like 5-6 times. That's what they're telling us to do, is to get money. So I mean, it's so frustrating.
But it's also, it would be interesting for someone to sit, and I don't know, I feel like maybe I saw this, but it might not have been for Oklahoma, to see just it costs the time and resources, how much it costs to constantly cycle through the warrant, pickup, jail, release. Warrant, pickup, like that's literally what you're doing to thousands of people. And think about what it's costing the state to actually do that. And figure, is it cost effective? I'm guessing that it's not.
I just had another follow-up question. You said that you went into the community and you requested from the community, like for them to give you input on how to run your office. So we do that a lot too, working with the tribe. I was wondering, what was that specific feedback, and how did you specifically tailor the services that you provide based on the feedback that you got? What were those specific things? Or what surprised you
So some of that we are still in the process. We're in the middle of what we're calling a needs assessment survey. But what we're learning right now is that housing is a huge issue, sort of housing insecurity. We are hearing that the fines and fees are a huge barrier for folks. And honestly, some of the stuff that we're hearing is stuff that just is not in our wheelhouse. You can't get a grocery store in North Tulsa. That's not really what we do. I think what we are thinking about and trying to do is, since we do have access to rooms like this, is that we then relay what we are hearing so that people can sort of know what's happening out north and what people are asking for out north. But guardianship is an issue here, that we didn't do guardianship and kinship work in the Bronx, that we will add to our practice here. Expungements are a thing that we are going to incorporate into our practice, because so many people do have criminal records here, because it's just a very punitive criminal system that you have here. That expungements are something that are really, that are going to be needed. So one thing in New York, there are 3 levels of offenses in New York. There's violations, misdemeanors, and felonies. So a lot of people resolve cases in New York on violations, which are not criminal convictions. And so then people are still able to go get jobs. They're still able to apply for student loans. Whereas when you have misdemeanor and felony convictions, you cannot get federal student aid. You are restricted from public housing, I believe, for 5 years. No one's hiring you with a felony conviction. So it's, you know, it's really problematic here. And so we know that expungement and pardons is something that we are going to have to incorporate in our practice.